Hello, guys. Welcome to another episode of The Talks. Today, we have a wonderful guest. He's a music producer, right? His name is Billy. He goes by Billie Beats anyway. So you can check him out on socials at Billie Beats. Man, it's so good to have you on. How are you doing?
I'm good, man. Thank you.
Yeah, man,
Thank you very much.
man, thank you for coming on this episode, man. Really appreciate
No,
it.
no doubt.
Right. So just to jump right into it, right? I just want to have a brief background on your journey into music production and basically what led you to start producing music.
Okay. And it started in high school, like in secondary school. So I was basically just exposed to a lot of Western music on TV, Channel O and MTV. And I really loved what they were doing. So I just decided to try it in high school. Yeah. So that's where it started.
Really?
I started making beats in high school. Yeah.
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 So at what point did you realize that this was something that would transition from a mere passion, do you understand, to something that okay, I can actually build a career out of this thing? When was
Yeah.
that defining moment?
I mean, there are different points because it's not always straightforward. You get as a creative trying to jump from passion to business. It's always, it's like a thin line, I must say. But some years ago, I would say I just decided to, because I love the music. I've been loving the music for a long time. So some years ago, I think it was like COVID time. Around that time, I just transitioned into, trying to learn the business proper.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like that. Because during lockdown, that's when a lot of people realized that they had, it was kind of a turning point for a lot of people, right? Career.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I like that because that kind of leads me to another question, which talking about the general music industry, and especially upcoming say songwriters, artists, right, producers,
Yeah.
right, music professionals in general. They
Okay.
sometimes struggle, right? Remember I said the upcoming ones, they sometimes struggle with
Yeah.
monetization, right? So
Okay.
what are some of the biggest challenges that you found yourself faced with, in terms of monetizing your craft?
Okay. It's a lot of struggle, to be honest. And one way, of course, you can monetize your stuff is, just connecting with people, them giving you gigs, and if you're selling beats or you want your artist to jump on a show or something so they can give you some money. It's just making connections, But online, when it comes to Spotify, everybody knows it's general knowledge for everybody. You can do
Yeah.
your thing and make your money on your Spotify. You just sign up to a distributor,
Yeah.
And it's clear there for everybody to see, and the only where it's difficult there is just, I would say is, I don't really, it's not difficult to get your money, but it's difficult to know how to, make that money, a lot, make that money at least substantial for you to be like, okay, I can make a living out of this,
Yeah.
So it's right now, everybody can, it's out there. The information is out there, get to a distributor. In fact, you can do it yourself. You can go on DistroKid and register on DistroKid, put your song there everywhere, iTunes, Spotify. If you make 1 million streams, your money is there for you. You see it. You probably just need a PayPal or something to get your money. Maybe Nigerians, we don't have PayPal. You need to. That's another thing. You don't have, payment straight into your Nigerian bank account. You get, so you need somebody that has PayPal. And when you're asking people for PayPal, it's always it's tough for somebody to give you that PayPal. So we have that problem. That's where it is, getting your money straight to you. If you have your PayPal, you're in Nigeria. If you have your PayPal, you have the upcomers, like we said, for the person in somewhere that's just upcoming and wants to, it's very tough for them. They believe they can't do it because of all those things, but yeah, it's open to everybody. The only thing now, we just need to get in and push.
Right. So, I like how you mentioned connection and making connections, right?
Yeah.
Because that sort of segues into my next question, which is knowing how things are in Nigeria, okay, and how important connection, like you mentioned, is. Okay.
Yeah.
How important would you say is personal branding, having a personal brand in, sort of positioning yourself in the best possible way to get bigger opportunities, basically?
Very, very important, to be honest. Because that brand is what, when you leave that place, that's what they remember. Because sometimes they don't even remember your jams or what you, pretty much they don't remember, but they remember your persona, your aura, what you said, what you just stand for right now. Yeah, what community you're part of. Okay, you're part of this, and yeah, it's just the branding is super right now.
Yeah,
it needs to be on point. Yeah.
So, just a personal question, just to throw this out there, like, would you say that you have the how do I put this? Would you say that you have your own sound? Right?
Okay.
If you do, okay, how important? Because I know that there's a lot of hype around, Afro beats and Afro fusion, right?
Yeah.
So how do you then, sort of juggle the both of them? Your own sound and then Afro beats. How do you balance that?
For me, when that whole Afro fusion came out, I got lost, and I know people got lost too, and to figure out what sound. So right now, I wouldn't say I have a sound. People that listen to my music know my sound. So if I put out music, they hear it. Okay, this is Billy's sound. This is him. You get. But for me, I would say right now it's collaboration. Like, I don't think anybody really has a sound anymore. People listening to the greats now in Nigeria, the people that are, on top of their game. If you play the beats without the tag, I won't really know.
Yeah.
If they don't have the tag on the beat, if they just play the beats. To be honest, I won't really be calling names and think, but I won't really know whose beat is who, what sound is really what sound. So people are just trying to collaborate now, sampling from the past, taking people's just collaborations. So
yeah,
that's what it is now. Yeah.
So, I'm just wondering because there are, again, like this episode is pretty much about upcoming artists or upcoming music professionals. Right, let's call it that. There's some people that see it as such an uphill task to sort of get work with these Nigerian stars. Let's call it that. So-called Nigerian stars, right? So
yeah,
what advice or what advice would you give to struggling artists or struggling music professionals, let's say music producers as yourself, right? What advice would you give them in order to secure secure big name clients?
Those kind of placements in Nigeria, I would say it's tough. It's tough everywhere to get big placements, but the advice I would give is like, obviously keep working with your peers. Like, keep working with your peers, sacrifice you want to sacrifice for your peers, because let me not lie, you have to let them on some secrets and things. Is money. and you as an upcoming guy, you don't have that money to get a Buju or a Victoni or anybody that you think is out there that it's a lot of money. You get, even when you have made that connection, you still have to pay for the verse. You get, except you're the guy. How long have you? So you're not that guy. So you still have to pay. It's a lot of money, millions of naira. So if you have that little money, grow with your peers and make that brand so that you can get into the room with people that work with them, their managers and things, and they'll be like, okay, we've seen the brand popping, okay, let's do this. Yeah. At that time you might not even need to pay. It might be like a brand to brand work. You might not need to pay much, or you might not even need to pay at all. So I would say sacrifice with your peers right now. This is the best time to collaborate and do that. Yeah.
Right. So talking about collaboration, like you just mentioned, there are a lot of artists or a lot of music professionals, let's call them that, right? That sort of struggle to get credit for their work. Let's say that. Okay. Now, how are you able to handle collaborations, and ensure that you're properly recognized as a music creator?
Okay, yeah, that's always tight. But with the loopholes, you have the distros, your Spotify, and I always tell producers to always be involved when it comes to the drop. Maybe the artist, maybe you were not involved in the whole drop or rollout or everything, but you as the producer, try to be involved. Just get on that bandwagon, tell them you did this, you did that, repost this, repost that, because the only place they're going to see your name is on Spotify, credits, and the iTunes credits, so get on the rollout. When you see the artist starting the rollout, you to jump on it, tag the artist, post it on your story, I produced this. Doesn't take anything away from you. Do that for like a week or two and go and chill. But you just need to come out, because nobody's the person might put you out there once, might post it once, produced by this person or produced by this. They don't even write your name on the ad cover anymore. You get, so it's tough, but you just need to follow up. Yeah. You need to follow up.
That's a beautiful piece of advice right there, I'd say. So, working with a bunch of music creatives, right, artists, songwriters, what's one big lesson that you've learned from working with Nigerian music creatives?
Yeah, well, it's just come correct, man. Because Nigerian artists they're really talented. To be honest, they've gone to, you never know who is who, because it's Lagos. They've gone to places, they've seen people. So you might get into a studio and meet somebody, you don't know who the person is. So just come correct. Like, don't feel like you know it all, or you know this, or you're going to do too much in that space. Just come correct, man. Just do your best at that point in time, because that's it right there. You can jump on that project right there. You can that's where the connection is, because they are really talented.
Yeah. Okay. So switching it up to the business side of things, which I assume that many kind of have problems with. Okay, and so what business strategies would you say? Because like moving to the business side of things, right? And I feel like that's where a lot of music creatives falter. Okay. What business strategy would you advise music professionals, creatives to in order to have that sustainability in the music industry?
I feel like definitely have your brand. Of course, definitely have your brand, have your looks, your everything, and make the music you love, to be honest. But also experiment, because you're a recording artist, you experiment and, make commercial music. You get, so have your brands, do your own music and also, do some commercial stuff. Because in that way, you're ready for anything at any time. Yeah.
So would you advise, like based off of what you just said, would you advise, because I feel like in the music industry today in Nigeria, right?
Yeah.
There's a particular sort of sound that the audience, sort of wants to hear, right? And so, would you advise music professionals or creatives to, in quotes, make commercial music in that sense, or stick to their own sound, or do you think it's a mix of both?
Good question. I feel like it's a mix of both, but like you said, the sound that people want to listen to. So if you can do it, I would advise you to do it. If you can, it's not everybody that can. Most artists are not, humble enough to tell you that, I can't do this thing, man. I don't know how to do this sound. Let's just relax, chill on it. So, but, if you can do it, I would advise you to go into the studio, record that, relatable music that everybody wants to hear, and if you come out, you promote it well, hey, it could be big, so I would advise, if you can do it, please do it.
Okay. Yeah. Sort of coming to the end of this episode, right?
Yeah.
I want to ask you, if you were to start over again as a music producer, what do you think you would do differently?
If I was to start over again as a music producer, I will brand myself properly. I'll brand myself properly and stick to it. So yeah, that was one thing. So I'll brand myself.
Okay. So finally, right? What advice would you give to upcoming Nigerian producers, right? Trying to craft into a business, a sustainable career. What advice would you give?
It's more like, me talking to myself too. You guess, it's just, it's like a broken clock. Just keep doing the work, because that's literally the work, because if you were signed to somebody, if somebody signed you, that's what you'll be doing every day. Studio, video recording or studio. You just be there, or, you're going to the set, or you're going to the radio, or you're going to somewhere to shoot. So just try and be that person. Also, because everything is out there for us to see. The way to make money, you can see everybody now, lawyer this, lawyer that, contract that. Everybody knows what's good online, and literally everybody should know, all these things. So just keep doing it, man. Like today, Steph, you can be like, you don't want to do this anymore. Tomorrow you hear like a Thames winning Grammy. Thames, I was probably living down the street by you. Those are the news that will be like, okay, I'm getting into the studio again. So yeah, we're really doing well out there. So please don't give up, man.
I like that. Words of encouragement for the upcoming music creatives. So there's a final sort of section, right, of this episode. I'm just going to give you like quick fire phrases or questions, or this versus that, and you give me 1 or 2 word replies. Right. So
okay.
Right. So
I've already fumbled, so don't worry.
Okay, let's
go. Yeah.
I FL Studio or Logic Pro?
FL Studio.
Okay. Describe
Yeah, man.
the Nigerian music industry in one word.
Competitive.
Okay.
Competitive.
Drums or melody first.
Drums.
Okay, fair enough. I think the majority of people would agree with that.
Yeah.
I
Drums.
Studio vibe. You say day or night?
Night.
Okay, good answer. That's the right answer. There's only one right answer.
Yeah.
That was right.
Just one. Yeah.
What's the most overused sound in Afrobeats today?
Shakers. African shakers. Tempo 102 to 110.
Okay.
Yeah, I gotta give you the tempo.
Upfront payments or royalties?
Upfront payments and royalties. And
okay.
and yeah, man, can't carry the royalties now.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah, man.
So one last thing, right, before we round this, if you're not doing music, what would you do? What would you be doing?
That's the thing, man. You can never not be doing it. That's the thing. Like you feel like you can, but you have a studio there. If you're not making hit records or you're doing something music, you're offering some services, you're in the tech industry with music, you're doing your mix and master, or you're doing videos or something. Trust me, if you have love for it and the passion and you started and you have the talent, I don't think you can be doing any other thing, but to be tough for you to leave music. So yeah, I don't think, even if I'm doing any other thing, I definitely have a studio where I'm going to every other day to see what's happening. It's always there.
All right, man. It's been my pleasure having you on this. Thank you so much.
Yes, sir. Roots. Shout out to Roots. Guys, I won't say much. Yeah, but shout out Roots. Let's go now. Thanks a lot, man. I got you.
Guys, again, you can check him out at Billie Beats. That's
Billie Beats.
That's Billie.
Billie.
Beats.
Beats. Yeah, Beats. Everywhere, yeah.
Oh, everywhere. Okay.
Yeah.
Have a good one.
Man.